Welcome once again to the Jargonist Interviews. Today we have a very special treat. With us today is Booker T. Washington, historic icon that was... What? Dead? What do you mean dead? Dead how? 98 years ago? Why wasn't I told? We're going with Plan B. Yes, Plan B. I'm gonna do some magic!
What? Huh? Where am I?
Good evening, Mr. Washington. This is Jargon. I'm interviewing you.
All right, it's better than blackjack in heaven. I tell you, that dealer doesn't know what a split is.
If you can, tell us all about your childhood.
Well, it was like most other stories. I was born a slave. I was only 9, I think, when Lincoln made the Emancipation Proclamation and set us all free. After that, I worked salt factories and coal mines for a living. Damn coal mines were way too dirty, and the salt factories just sucked. Eventually, I took up school and got a pretty decent education through Hampton Institute, which was really just a workers' school and not that grandiose.
Quite the coincidence, because I was going to ask you about your education next. What did it look like?
Well, when I was old enough, I went to college at Wayland Seminary in D.C. Ah, D.C.
Something happened at D.C.?
Did it ever? I was invited to the White House. I stood next to the president. Everything was nice except for a jacket mix-up. I tell you, that rabbit's foot was planted.
Were you invited to the White House because of that book you wrote?
Which one?
The Story of My Life and Works.
Yes, that's the one. It was a book about my accomplishments. I'd done a lot with my life when I had it. I even became the leader of a great normal school at Tuskegee Institute.
You were principal there, right?
I was the best. Just ask my wife.
Which one?
You knucklehead.
So, did you do anything else with your life? Being principal sounds really boring, and the White House isn't as cool as it was in the 20th century.
Well, I was a political civil rights activist.
Yeah, that's right, you died before the real civil rights movement.
Yeah, I've heard. X won't shut up about it.
Malcolm X is in heaven?
Well, he's on the border.
Yeah, so what was your view on equality?
Well, I thought about compromising with whites. That's where me and Du Bois had a falling out.
Is he in heaven with you?
Actually, I think he reincarnated already.
Into who?
Have you ever heard of Steve Irwin?
Crikey. So, do you remember your final moments alive?
I remember collapsing in pain in New York, and then waking for the last time in Tuskegee. Then I went to the afterlife.
Ah, it's about time you get back there, too.
Wait, I also created the National Negro Business League.
And what did that do?
Exactly as the title implies, a Negro Business League.
Well, I think that's all the time we have.
Wait, can't I stay longer? This Pepsi is great.
Yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to lose that. Is there anything you'd like to say before you go for all of eternity?
If you want to lift yourself up, lift someone else up. There are two ways of exerting one's strength. One is pushing down, the other is pulling up.
Sorry, but to quote you again, to hold a man down, you have to stay down with him. Have a nice afterlife.
But it's boring here.
Thank you for joining us. We have to cut this short because doing this much magic causes brain hemorrhaging. Good enough.